Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 470. Title of today's lesson is the difference between a recession, a depression, and a downturn. Every time these words come up in a topic, students will often ask, what's the difference between these three? Because when you look in the dictionary, they do look kind of similar, but there is some big differences between them. Let's go on. So if somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. All right, let's get right to it. A recession is a period of time when a country's economy is doing poorly, usually producing less because demand is down. It's way down. And there is a vicious cycle of higher unemployment. Officially, from a journalistic or business definition, a recession is when a country's GDP has two consecutive quarters in a row of, below zero growth. Yeah, basically. Over time, we seem to have had a cycle of recessions, varying from mild to deep. And deep, of course, usually lasts a lot longer. So if you had a mild one, maybe it only lasted a year. A deeper one may have lasted 2 years or a little more. That's what we usually refer to as a recession. Okay, you'll hear this one the most out of these three. All right, let's go on. Now, officially, they only claim there has been one depression. If we're talking about like a worldwide depression, or especially like in the U.S., usually thought of as triggered by the 1929 stock market crash, which lasted for about a decade. So all through the 1930s, before World War II, that was considered to be a depression. There was some ups and downs in it, but overall, it was pretty bad. A depression is believed to be much more serious than a recession, with the economy suffering a lot longer and at higher levels of unemployment, around twice as bad or possibly even 3 times as bad as a serious recession, with unemployment perhaps over 20% or 25%, something like that. Yes, okay, good. Both a recession and a depression is also a downturn. Because a downturn is a significant and noticeable decline in business. However, a downturn doesn't have to be a recession or a depression. For example, China's GDP growth fell from 13%. Yeah, they actually had double-digit growth when the 2008 recession came. So in 2007, they were at 13%. But by 2008, they had fallen to like 9 or 8 or 9. That's a significant drop, but it's nothing close to a recession. It's not a recession. Never was officially a recession. It was a downturn, but not a recession. So there is a difference between a downturn, a recession, and a depression. Okay, good. Let's go on. What complicates these definitions, though, is that over time, governments change methodology of how they judge GDP, inflation, and unemployment. So the way they do it today is not the way they did it like 10 years ago, or the way they did it 20 or 30 years ago, or even further back. They've changed it more and more and more. No government wants to admit they are not improving a recession or depression. If using the same methodology before 1994, all of these would be considerably higher, much, much higher. And they've changed it a number of times even since then. They changed it during the Obama administration again. They definitely changed it during the Clinton one. That was during 1994. Those numbers would be a lot different. So if you really looked at it, like during the 2008, what they called it a Great Recession. That's true. That was the first time we used great with recession, because great only used to be used with depression, and now they said a Great Recession. It might have been almost as bad a depression if you used the same methodology as you used before. So that's basically what they mean by this. Okay, and all right, anyway, I hope that clarifies it a bit more for you. So you have a recession, which is the one you're going to hear most of the time. Depression, like I said, there's the main one in the 1930s, and you might pick out some individual countries to say they're in a depression, but we haven't had a worldwide one since that time. That could change in the future. We'll see. And downturns are more common. That just means there's a significant drop in the economy. Okay. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.